Hi, my name is George Rhynes, 5004 Oak Drive, Valdosta, Georgia, for the record. I tend to agree with the president of SCLC. I was stationed in Moody Air Force Base in '75. I served my country for 21 years. This school was under court order for over 40 years to bring changes in terms of hiring of black educators. And in the 70s, when I was stationed in Moody, I remember the tension that was in the school system. It was very high. How you know? Because I was involved in '75. And there was a line of police cars, and then the NAACP president was Gordon. And it just seems to me that after all these years, we are still going back, talking about the racial divide. I've come up here and I talked about when the children come up here at the administrative office looking to see somebody look like them. I wonder how that feels if they walk into a place and everybody are Martians. Or if you go to a school system and everybody are Martians and you're Earthling. And you can't identify, you can't relate, you can't be elevated. My heart goes out and I can't forget, because I went to a last segregated school in Brooks County. We got hand-me-down books. We supposed to have gotten an inferior education because whites got the new books. We got the old books. But when I went in the military to compete with whites and others, I did pretty darn good with those hand-me-down books and what they call inferior schools. But why do we have to continue in 2012 to do what my grandmama taught me, and most blacks was taught back at that day? You got to be twice as good as the white man in order to even be in the neighborhood with him. So we do need some people. Now, but let me add this, and then I'm going to sit down. I'll take my seat, I promise you. I was on the advisory board at one point wherein we were trying to get a principal for the high school. I was on the advisory board. And I could not stand here today and tell you that when we took that vote on who we want to be the principal, that race was not an issue, because it was. So I'm talking somewhat from experience. Now let me just move on. I talked about this here room. We have 32 seats in here. I think that many of the issues that I brought up, I'm not going to bring them up tonight, but I want you all to know that I remember all of them. And they are being retained. And I will remember them, and they will be in the archival record. Because at some point, I'm like the president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And I know a lot of people criticize Brother Rose because very few pastors will take the stand like Brother Rose and others, myself. But there are some of us who know the history of our people, and we just can't accept the way things are. And our God tells us that sooner or later, whether those in power can see our problems or not, I'm 100% sure that one day, God or my ancestors gonna send somebody this way that will sit on this board. If they're black, they're going to stand for blackness and rightness. Just having two more black principles is not going to make it right. Because black don't make it right. But right always make it right.
Thank you, Mr. Rhynes.